Do you know that there are more than 170,000 words in the English language? 170,000. That number alone is enough to make anyone close the book and quietly give up. But how many English words do we actually need to speak fluently? Let me tell you this. You do not need 170,000 words. You do not need 10,000. You need 521. Yes, my friend, 521 words. Used well, used often, used out loud. Sounds impossible, doesn't it? But it is true, and one person used exactly this system to learn English and speak fluently, starting from nothing, as a child with no money for lessons. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I am going to show you exactly which words they are, exactly how to turn them into real sentences, and exactly how that person used this same system to change the direction of his whole life. This is a small, complete system made of 4 simple pieces, built entirely out of those 521 words, and it turns quiet knowledge into real, spoken English. And I promise you this, if you follow these 4 pieces, even slowly, even imperfectly, you will be able to hold a real conversation before this month is over. Let us walk through them, one at a time. Here's the first thing I want you to understand, and it changes everything. Learn the right words, instead of learning more words. Say this with me, right now, out loud if you can. I do not need more words. I need the right words. If you're in a quiet room, don't just think it, actually say it. Write that sentence down if you can, because it is the foundation for everything else in this video. Most learners believe that fluency means collecting more vocabulary, more word lists, more flashcard apps, higher scores in test, be able to read the books on the shelf. But that's not how real, everyday English works. Real English, the English people actually use at work, at the market, on the phone with a friend, is built from a small, repeated set of words. This is your 521-word system, and it breaks down into 4 simple groups. I promise you already know almost every one of them. Group 1 is simple pronouns. I, you, he, she, we, they. Group 2 is basic verbs. Go, come, eat, drink, work, need, want, like. Group 3 is simple adjectives. Good, bad, big, small, happy, tired. Group 4 is daily nouns. Time, food, home, money, work, family. Look at that list again. You already know almost every single word on it, right? You learned these words years ago, maybe even in your very first year of studying English. So here's the real question. If you already know these words, why can't you speak? The answer is simple. The problem was never that you didn't know enough words. The problem was that you never actually used the words you already had. Let me show you how far these simple words can travel. I go home. You go to work. We go to the market. Same handful of simple words, completely different meaning, every single time, just by changing one small piece. You don't need a bigger dictionary sitting on your shelf collecting dust. You need these 521 words, used well, used often, used out loud. Jack Ma never said his English was fancy, and it never needed to be. He used neither big words nor elegant grammar. Instead, he used these same small, simple words over and over, and that was enough to talk with tourists from all over the world and built fluency. And here's a small warning before we move on, because I've seen this mistake wreck people's motivation before. Do not go online right now and search 521 English words list and try to memorize the whole list in one sitting, like it's a spelling test. That's the old habit talking, the one that never actually worked for you before. The point isn't to stare at a list. The point is to pick a small handful, say them out loud, and put them straight into a sentence about your own real life. A word sitting quietly on a page never helped anyone speak. A word coming out of your own mouth does. Now that you have the right words, we move to the second piece of the system. Words alone do not build a sentence. You need something to hold them together. The same way small toy blocks lying on the floor are not a toy at all, until you snap them together, one piece into the next. A box full of blocks sitting on the floor is not a toy. It is just pieces, waiting. But the moment you snap two blocks together, something changes completely. They hold. They stand up. They become one thing, strong enough to stay in place. Your 521 words are the blocks. And here is how you snap them together. 5 simple sentence patterns, and only 5. I have vocabulary. I have 5 patterns. I can speak English. Say that back to yourself for a moment, because it is the whole idea behind this second piece. Pattern number 1. I want to. I want to eat. I want to sleep. I want to learn English. Pattern number 2. I need to. I need to rest. I need to work. I need to call my friend. Pattern number 3. I am going to. I am going to study. I am going to work. Pattern number 4. I like to. I like to read. I like to talk. I like to learn new things. Pattern number 5. I have to. I have to study. I have to wake up early. Stop the video right there for a moment, if you can, and pick one of these 5 patterns, any one you like, and say 3 sentences with it, out loud, using your real voice, not silently inside your head. Go ahead. I will wait for you. Did you do it? Good. You just built a brand new sentence, one you may have never spoken before in your entire life, using nothing but the words already sitting quietly inside you. And that's the system, doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Help you improve your fluency. Let's take this into real life for a second, because that's where it actually matters. Think about your typical Monday morning. You open your eyes. It's Monday. And honestly, nobody loves Monday. I have to go to work. I want to sleep. I need to rest. I am going to call my boss. Now picture meeting someone new at a party or a class. You can say, I like to sing. I like to dance. I want to be your friend. Or, when you are ordering a coffee, you can simply say, I want to drink coffee. I need to add sugar. I have to go now. See how simple that is? Very small words, but carrying very big ideas. This is exactly the kind of English that native speakers use all day, every day, without even thinking about it. Say it out loud right now, before you keep watching. I have vocabulary. I have 5 patterns. I can speak English. Say it again tomorrow morning, the moment you get out of bed, and speak one sentence with pattern 1 before you even check your phone. Say it the next time someone asks you a question and your mind goes quiet for a second. Say it until you believe it, until you use it naturally. Now, here's the third piece. And honestly, this one is the piece most courses skip completely. You have the words. You have the patterns. But there's one more ingredient missing. The ingredient that makes your English sound like a real human thought instead of a robotic checklist. These are your linking words. And, but, so, or, because. Listen to this example. I like the project. It is difficult. I need help. 3 separate sentences. Grammatically correct, sure, but it sounds not very natural, doesn't it? It sounds like someone reading a shopping list. Now listen to the same idea, connected. I like the project, but it is difficult, so I need help. Same exact words, same exact meaning. But now it sounds like a real person talking to another real person. Let's try this together, right now. I'm going to give you 3 simple sentences. I am tired. I have to go to school. I want to stay home. Pause the video for 5 seconds if you need to, and try connecting them in your head using and, but, so, or because. Really try it before I give you the answer. All right, here's one way to do it. I am tired, but I have to go to school, so I want to stay home. See that? You just connected ideas the way a fluent speaker naturally does. That's one more piece of the 521 system locked into place inside your brain. Say it when your sentences feel short and not joined together. I connect 2 sentences with 1 small word. The next time you say 2 short sentences in a row, stop for 1 second and connect them with and, but, so, or, because, before you move on. Say it again tonight. When you tell someone about your day, I connect 2 sentences with 1 small word. Okay, now for the 4th and final piece. And honestly, I think this might be the most important one of all, because it actually decides whether your words, your patterns, and your linking words ever turn into real, spoken English. Use English in your real life, not just inside a textbook. So many learners sit around waiting for a special topic, something big, something impressive, before they're allowed to speak. But here's the truth. Your ordinary, everyday life is already full of English moments, if you are willing to see them. For example, at work, someone asks for your opinion in a meeting. You say, I think it's a good idea, but we need more time. When buying something at a shop, you can ask, I would like this one, please. Do you have a different size? Another situation, when you meet someone new, you can say, nice to meet you. My name is Deanne, and I work in... A friend calls to ask about your day. I am tired, but it was a good day. I want to rest now. Do any of those 4 sound like something that already happened to you this week? Think about it for a second, honestly. I'd guess at least one of them did. None of these are big, dramatic topics. They're small, ordinary, everyday moments. You already know every single one of them. The only thing missing, until this exact moment, was permission to say them out loud in a real place, to a real person, without waiting for the sentence to feel perfect first. Every single time you use your 521 words inside one of these moments, something inside you gets a little stronger, a little braver. Don't worry about building long, perfect sentences at the start. Begin with 1 word today, then 1 full sentence tomorrow. When that starts to feel easy, add 1 more idea on top. Day after day, your 521 words quietly turn into hundreds, then thousands, of real conversations you actually had. Remember this line, because I want it stuck in your head. Fluency doesn't come from learning thousands of brand new words. It comes from using the words you already know, again and again and again, until they finally become natural, until they finally become yours. Say it when you feel like your real life is too boring for English practice. English is not a lesson, it is my life. Say it the next moment a small, ordinary chance appears in front of you, at a shop counter, on a phone call, in a hallway. This moment right here is enough. Let's put the whole system together one more time, quickly. Learn the right words, just 521 of them, instead of chasing more. Use 5 simple patterns to snap those words and build many different sentences. Connect your ideas using small linking words. And use your English inside your real, everyday life, not just on a page. These 4 pieces aren't 4 separate lessons you need to master one at a time. They're one single system, working together. Learn the word, build the sentence, connect the idea, use it in real life. Now, I want to pause the lesson for a moment and tell you a real story, because I think you need to hear this one. When Jack Ma was just 12 years old, he wanted to learn English badly. But his family had no money for private classes, no money for expensive courses. So what did he do instead? Every single morning, rain or snow, cold or hot, he got on his bike and rode for 40 minutes to a hotel near Westlake, in his hometown of Hangzhou. And once he got there, he simply waited outside for foreign tourists to walk by. When he saw one, he offered them something completely free, a free walking tour around the lake. In exchange, all he asked was that they talk with him in English during the walk. That's it. No app, no paid tutor, no fancy classroom. He did this every single morning for 9 years. 9 years. Read that again if you need to, because it's not a typo. He wasn't sitting in a classroom memorizing word lists. He wasn't buried in a textbook. He was out there, using simple words, with simple sentences, talking to real human beings. And here's the part I really want you to sit with. He didn't wait until his grammar was perfect. He didn't wait until he'd memorized thousands of words. He just kept showing up and speaking, again and again, using whatever words he already had. Years later, when people asked Jack Ma about those mornings, he said something so simple it almost sounds too small to matter. My grammar is terrible, but English helped me a lot. Think about that for a second. One skill, built through 9 years of small, unglamorous, daily conversations, quietly opened a door for him. It helped him meet people from all over the world. It helped him see business opportunities in a way that most people around him simply could not see. And that one skill eventually became one of the foundations underneath something you've almost certainly heard of: Alibaba. Do you see the pattern here? Jack Ma did not need 170,000 words either. He needed courage. The courage to speak every single day, using only the words he already had in his pocket. And my friend, that is exactly what this 521-word system is asking you to do too. What's remarkable about Jack Ma's story isn't really the 9 years, and it isn't the free tours either. It's the fact that he never once waited for permission to be good enough. He didn't wait for a diploma. He didn't wait for a perfect accent. He simply used the small amount of English he had, out loud, with a real person, over and over, until small became enough. That's a very different kind of English learner than the one most of us were trained to be. The one who waits, who prepares, who studies just one more lesson before finally speaking. Jack Ma skipped that waiting entirely, and that one decision changed the direction of his whole life. Now let me give you something even more useful than the story itself, something you can actually hold on to and follow. Not a vague feeling of, I should probably practice more. An actual, concrete path. 1 day, 1 week, 30 days. Are you ready? Let's build your plan. Here is your 1-day plan. Choose 5 words from your 521. Pick 1 sentence pattern from today's lesson. Build 5 sentences using that word and that pattern together. Then stand in front of a mirror and say those 5 sentences out loud, slowly, for 5 minutes. Look yourself in the eyes while you do it. I mean that literally. Then, throughout your day, look for real chances to use that same word. For example, if today's word is good, don't just say it once and forget it. Use it whenever it naturally fits. Today is going to be a good day. This coffee is really good. That's a good idea. Let the word follow you around all day like a little shadow. Each night before bed, record your own voice, saying your 5 sentences from that day. Just use your phone. Nothing fancy. Then play it back and actually listen. Where did you pause? Where did you sound unsure of yourself? That's not failure. I want you to hear me on this. That is not failure. That's information. That's your own personal roadmap, telling you exactly what to review tomorrow morning before you touch anything new. Now here is your full 30-day plan. And there's one golden rule before we start. Don't try to learn all 521 words at once. I mean it. That's too much, too fast, and it will crush your motivation before you even reach day 3. Instead, we're going to split these words into 4 manageable groups, 1 group per week. Week 1 is for pronouns and basic verbs, around 15 to 20 words. Every day that week, pick 2 or 3 of them and build sentences with pattern 1 and pattern 2, I want to and I need to. By the end of week 1, those verbs should feel almost boring to you. That's actually a good sign. Boring means comfortable. Week 2 is for simple adjectives, plus half of your daily nouns. This is where your sentences start to feel more colorful. Instead of just, I am tired, you get, I am tired, but the food was good. Small words, but now your English carries a little more feeling in it. Week 3 is for the rest of your daily nouns, plus a return to the 5-sentence patterns, except this time you'll plug in your new week 1 and week 2 words together. This is the week where things start to click. You'll notice yourself building sentences a little faster without stopping to search for the word first. Week 4 is for the connecting words, and, but, so, or, because, plus a full review of everything from the first 3 weeks combined. Don't skip this review, even though it might feel less exciting than learning something new. Review is where the words actually settle into your memory for good. Small groups, daily speaking, nightly review. That's the entire formula. By the time you reach day 30, you will have moved through all 4 groups of your 521 words. And here's the amazing part. Your mouth will already know how to use them, almost without you having to think so hard anymore. Just stop and picture that for a second. In 1 single month from today, you will be able to introduce yourself without freezing. You'll be able to order food without your heart racing in your chest. You'll be able to answer a simple work question without stopping halfway through the sentence in panic. 30 days really isn't that long, my friend. But if you show up for it, every single day, even on the tired days, even on the busy days, your English is going to sound noticeably different from how it sounds right now. So here's what I want you to do the moment this video ends. Not tomorrow, not later, right after. Grab a new notebook, one that belongs only to this journey, nothing else written in it. Write down the 4-word groups. Write down the 5-sentence patterns. Write down the 4 connecting words. Write down the 3 real-life situations we talked about today. Then read what you just wrote, one more time, slowly, out loud if you're somewhere you can. And at the very bottom of the page, I want you to write one single line, your own personal commitment. I will master these 521 words and speak English fluently. It won't take long, just a few minutes of your time. But it is your first real, concrete step. And here's something worth remembering. The first step is always the one that decides whether the other 29 ever actually happen. 1 year from today, somewhere out there, someone else will still be sitting at their desk, trying to memorize 10,000 words they will probably never use in real life. But you will already be speaking, confidently, with just 521. That difference, that gap between you and them, begins tonight, with the choice you make in the next few minutes. One day, my friend, you're going to look out at that same huge, overwhelming ocean of English, and it won't feel so big anymore. It won't feel so frightening. And do you know why? Because by then, you'll already know exactly how to swim. If this video helped you today, even a little, do me a favor, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to English Wisdom Daily. Drop a comment and tell me which word group you're starting with this week. I genuinely want to know. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, my friends. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, and take care.